Hi Sherry, hi Corkeisha, how you guys doing? This tablet is tripping. My day was okay. The weather is gloomy here, and that has an effect on me. It just makes me tired. Hello, hello, Karen. Hello, working mom. So, hey Al, we are on episode 10, 10 of Tuesday Talks. Um, you got it already? Yay! Hey Naive, I'm glad you like it. I remember that when I did the video with that paper, I remember you saying how you wish you had that one page, and I was like, I'm gonna go find that sticker book for her. And it was meant for you to have it, I mean, that paper pack, because it was the last one in the store. So it was meant for you to have it. Hey, so yeah. Yep, we're on episode 10 of Tuesday Talks. Don't forget to hit that like button while you're here. I'm excited that you guys have stuck around with me for 10 episodes. So, hey K Renee. So that means I've been at this now for what, 2.5 months? Yeah, amazing, right? Um, but I enjoy sitting and chatting with you guys every Tuesday. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Oh, thank you, Naive. I love you guys too. I really, I can't begin to tell you guys how seriously I appreciate y'all. Like seriously, and that's just not something that I just say. I really mean that. I told my daughter that I liked that video and I showed it to her. I left another comment on that video. Yes. So I'm gonna do a giveaway. So I'll talk about that before we end. It's not like a big deal, but I just thought, since it's the 10th episode, I wanted to do something. Um, but I wanted to talk about overcoming obstacles today. And I went back and forth with the topic that I was going to discuss today. And I chose that one because it seems like every week when I get ready to do this live, that the devil tries to intervene in some way, shape, or form. Um, and I laugh because I've had my run-ins with the devil throughout my life, and what he hasn't learned is that I already kind of know what he's gonna do before he does it, and he uses his same little demons to come at me. So at this point, I already know their MO. I know their MO. Oh, your son is waving. Hi, little one. So I know the demon's MO. So I'm already like a little bit, 3 steps ahead. And my thing is, Satan, if you're going to come at me, at least come with some new demons, because I already know what they're about. They just come in different forms with different names, but it's the same demon. So literally every single week, almost, when I get ready to do this live, there's a problem of some sort. The devil trying to prevent me in some way or discourage me in some way. from doing this. And I've overcome that obstacle every week. I have, because I feel like, have you smudged? Huh? Smudge? Huh? What are you talking about, Nelly? Have you smudged? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Have you smudged? But yeah, so I've overcome all the things that have been thrown at me weekly in order to do this live. Like literally just right now, I was parked behind my brother after I already started, but he had to go and he needed to leave. So he had to go move my car himself because he wasn't gonna dare interrupt me and have me go move my car. So yeah, just little bitty things like that. Some things bigger than that. But okay, what did you say, Nelly? Let me see. I'll give you info about Native American sage smudging. Okay, I'm interested to know what that is. Hey, Christy. So yeah, as you go through life, you're going to come across several obstacles. That's just the way of life, period. Um, and so, one way that I've learned to overcome them is just keep hope and faith in God that He's going to see me through everything. Um, I'm by nature a fixer and a fighter, and I don't mean a fighter in the sense that I like to start trouble. That's not what I mean. I am a fighter in the sense that I'm gonna stand up and fight for what's right. And then, so sometimes, hey, Michelle, you got to learn, like they say, learn to let God handle your battles and let God handle your struggles. And so that's kind of hard for me sometimes because I want to fix everything myself and I want to handle everything myself. Um, but as I've gotten older, I've learned to give it over to God. Even though my patience, I think, sometimes seems to just get worse as I get older. It seems to just wear thinner and thinner and thinner every day as I get older. But I think I have done very well and I've come very far from the ways in which I used to try to handle things in the past. Let me just put it that way. So one of the current obstacles that I'm facing is trying to determine like what it is I want to do for next year as far as work is concerned. Always, yeah, that's me. I want to fix everything. And it doesn't even have to be my issue. It could be somebody else's issue and I'm going to want to fix it, And so it sometimes makes me come off as a confrontational person, or for those people that don't want me telling them what's right, then I come off to them as a troublemaker. No, I'm trying to correct the trouble that you started. I'm not trying to, I'm going to fix it. I'm not going to start it. I'm going to fix it. So yeah, it becomes stressful at times. And that's when you really have to learn to just let it go and let God. I realize that I cannot fix everything. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I need you in my life to check me. Yeah, I have had to, how they say, choose your battles, right? So it has taken me a very long time as well, Karen. When I first started teaching, that was in 2007. And I immediately started to see that everyone in the teaching field was not about doing the right thing. So I fought and I fought and I fought against administration over and over and over and over and over again about the right thing. There's been times, like even at church, yes, at church of all places, that I've fought and fought and fought for the right thing, because I'm like, if I can't have the right thing at work, and if I can't always have the right thing at home, when I come to church, I need y'all to be doing what thus says the Lord. You know what I mean? And so there have been battles I've had to fight at church, and some that I'm just like, you know what? I just got to let it go. Because if the majority of the congregation is going to just sit back and pretend that this isn't happening, and they're just going to sweep it under the rug, why am I the only one fighting for what's right here? Now, on one of my jobs that I had some years ago, I worked for an insurance company at the time. A lot of my coworkers would agree with me on a lot of things, but they would not vocalize their concerns, or they, it was almost like everybody wanted to use me as the mouthpiece, because Tamika doesn't care. Tamika's going to tell them like it is. And so it got to the point where I'm like, no, I'm not fighting for all of us anymore. If I'm going to fight, I'm going to fight for me, because you guys can open your mouths and stick up for yourselves the same way I open my mouth and stick up for myself. I was like that at church. When I step back, everyone was calling for me to say something. I said, I can tell you this, the last church that I was at, I bet you right now they're sitting back and thinking about some of the things that I was bringing to people's attention. I guarantee you that's happening right now. But guess what? I'm gone. So y'all figure it out. Figure it out, because I tried to tell you. Like, I'm one of those people, and I think I've said this to you guys before. I see things that other people don't see. I notice things other people don't notice. And I discern things that other people don't discern. And it's like a blessing and a curse at the same time, because then if I'm seeing things that are not right, then that starts to, weigh on me and stress me out and things like that. Yes, they would tell me, I said, you all have a mouth and words, just like, exactly. So I stopped fighting for people at work. I stopped speaking up for everybody, And when I worked at this insurance company, because I was the vocal one, you tend to be targeted by your managers, and they tend to treat you like your little child and things like that. They literally, y'all, would like move me around. We had a huge office space, but my unit was like in so many rows or whatever. They would literally move me around to sit me by different people. Like I was like the bad kid in class. You know what I mean? And they would do that in hopes, hey, iridescent, in hopes that like nobody would talk to me, I guess. I don't even know what their reasoning was. So I remember one of the last times that they moved me. Oh, I was a little late getting on, just a little bit. So I remember one of the last times they moved me by this guy named Rudy. I'll never forget it. And me and Rudy, we didn't speak all the time, but we were cordial or whatever. They sat me by Rudy. I kid you not, guys. While I was moving my stuff from one area to the other, I was telling them about themselves. I ain't gonna lie, because that then I was in my 20s, and I really was just like, I would let people have it all the time. And so I was just like, oh, it doesn't matter where y'all move me. I'm still gonna keep telling y'all the truth in here. I'm still gonna keep telling y'all when y'all wrong, blah, 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 blah. So I'm talking all this trash, well, really truth, when I was moving from one area to the other. And I had one manager, and I will not even speak her name right now. I'm going to let her remain nameless. And she was like the main one that always had something to say. Literally, this is what would happen, because we worked overnight. So we were like only a small group of people there. It was just, this is constantly what you hear. Tamika, you need to, Tamika, why are you, Tamika, seriously? And so they moved us from one building to the other, to another building. And when they moved us to the other building, they literally sat me right next to her. Okay. So we're working one night, we're taking calls or whatever. And she tells me that I need to stop stomping on the desk. Stomping on the desk. And for me, that was like the breaking point. That was it. I put my phone in aux, Those of you that have had call center jobs, you know what I'm talking about. I put my phone in aux and I walked over to her desk. And I'm going to tell you, I was at her desk for like 45 minutes. No joke, about 45 minutes. And I just let her have it. That was it for me. And I was like, number one, you're telling me to stop stomping on the desk. In order for me to stomp on the desk, don't I need to be standing on the desk? Yes, I said, was I standing on the desk? No. I said, so how was I even stomping on the desk? I said, number one, I wasn't even making any noise for you to even think that I was stomping on the desk. And I said, you know what? This is it. I said, I am done with you treating me the way that you treat me. I said, I'm not your child. Stop singing my name every night that I'm here, saying I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I said, it's bad enough y'all move me around like a little baby. I said, it stops today. And I went off for like 45 minutes telling her how she had been treating me. She acted like she didn't even have a clue. Oh no, I never tried to single you out or act like that. I gave her all kind of instances, and then she couldn't say nothing. Let me tell y'all, never had another problem with her after. Never. You should have seen the looks on my coworkers' faces. They were frightened. They didn't know what I was about to do when I went over there. But I just said, you know what, that's it. I'm not putting up with this woman no more. And she didn't give me any more problems. No more. The whole time I was there. You know, mind you, I had been in the same position for 6 years. They never promoted me because I wasn't a brown noser. They never promoted me. They had me train this one guy on one aspect of our job, and then they turned around and made him the trainer for the entire department after I trained him. So these are the kind of things that I was just so fed up with, you know. But most people stayed there, even though they were unhappy. They stayed because we made good money there. How did I overcome that situation? I left. I left. To me, the money wasn't worth it. It just wasn't worth it. And at one point, I was so sick and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I think I may have told you guys about this before too. I was so sick. Hey, coffee planner. Um, I was so sick and I went to the doctor. They couldn't find anything physically wrong with me. So they sent me to a psychologist and they said I was having anxiety attacks. And they were like, well, when do you usually feel sick? And I was like, you know what, to tell you the truth, when I go to work. And so my doctor asked me where did I work. And when I told him, he was like, what is going on over there? I'm getting a whole lot of patients from over there. Although he probably shouldn't have been telling me that. I probably broke some confidentiality there. But I was like, they stress us out. They stress us out. Literally, not just in my unit, across the department, several people were on medication. I didn't like the medication. I didn't like the effects of the medication. I said, I rebuke this in the name of Jesus. I'm not going to be on this medication. I rebuke these anxiety attacks. I rebuke it all. And I left the place. That's what I did. And that's how I overcame that. And I decided after that experience, I was never going to let a job do that to me again. And then I let teaching do that to me. But I left teaching, came back, I left teaching, came back. So I could have left a lot of that in God's hands then, but then I felt like at some point I needed to take some action of my own for sure. Let me see what you guys are saying. Um, wow, that was me at work. Took me 10 years to stop speaking up for the group. Yep, yep. But that backfired on me. Yeah, I had to leave. I had to leave. And when I left, people were like, oh my God, what are you going to do? We make so much money here. What are you going to do? I said, God's got me. And to tell you the truth, I do have some friends that are still there. I think I have about one or two of them that are still in that same department. And they're still miserable. You know what I mean? I left and my life was a lot better after that. A lot better. A lot of jobs seem to act like that toward the good workers. Exactly. So the day when I got ready to quit, they couldn't understand it. I'll tell you, I hated that when I was at Arby's after 5 years off and on during high school. I knew everything about the place and got passed up for. let me see. Yeah, they would never promote me. I tried to get a promotion to go to an office we had in Virginia, and my manager at the time was trying to get a promotion. So she tried to write me up on a plan for my attendance to make it look like she was doing her job very well, and that stopped me from being able to go get the other position in Virginia. They said, "Well, we can't. We really want to bring you, but your boss said you have attendance issues." Seriously? And so I went to her and I was like, "Well, why did you do that?" She goes, "Well, you do." I said, she goes, "You just don't come to work all the time." I said, "Why do you think that is?" I said, "Because I don't like being here." I said, "Because y'all don't treat me right when I am here, you know?" And she felt bad after the fact, but that was a little too late to be sorry about that. Let's see what else y'all said. I tell people, if you're not happy, find something else. Yes, definitely. I left my office job because no pay raise when others was making twice as much. Exactly. And so, like I said, I was there for 6 years, never got promoted in the whole 6 years. That happened to me working at the police department. And so, for me to train that guy, and then they made him the trainer for the department. So the thing was, we sold auto and renters insurance, but then they started having us do like cross selling for the bank. I had worked at a bank before, so it was easy for me to get the customers to add on the checking and savings accounts. It was easy because I know the benefits of all of that and I could sell it really well. So they were like, "How are you selling all these banking accounts?" I was like, "I don't know, it's just easy. It just comes easy for me." But yet you have me train somebody else and you promote him to be the trainer for the entire department? Seriously? No. No. So I had to leave. When I left, one of the other reasons that I left was because when we were going to school, they were supposed to give us a school schedule. That's how the company had it laid out. So I had my regular schedule, and then I had my school schedule for when school I was in school for that semester. They didn't want to put me back to my regular schedule when the semester was over. And I was like, "But y'all are supposed to do that." "Well, we can't do it." They were giving me all kind of excuses. And so I was trading, well, swapping my hours with another guy, if y'all know what that means. No, well, one of my managers was black. Yes, the sister that stopped me from going to Virginia, she was black. Yeah. Um, but I was swapping schedules with a guy. We were trading hours. They literally went to him and told him, "Stop trading hours with her." He came and told me. And he was like, "I can't trade hours with you anymore." I was like, "Why?" He goes, "They told me I needed to stop, or they're not going to let me trade hours with nobody else. They can't do that." So I was like, "Okay, you don't want to trade my out. You don't want to let me trade hours. You don't want to switch me back to my regular schedule." My vacation came up, so I was gone for a week. During that week, I literally had started working at another job, working at an elementary school. And so after my vacation, I came back on a Monday. I had one vacation day left. And I was already off on Wednesdays and Thursdays. So I took Tuesday off. So I tell them on Monday, Friday's my last day, and they flip. They're like, "What do you mean? You're not going to give us a 2 week notice?" And I said, "You're lucky you're getting a notice at all. Friday's my last day." I said, "And that last vacation day I have left, I'm using it tomorrow. So I'll see y'all again on Friday." They were livid, okay? And so my manager, she was like, "Well, I don't understand why you're leaving. You do such a good job here. You're so thorough with your phone calls, blah, 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 blah." I said, like I know, that I should have left here a long time ago. I said, "You also know, like I know, that you do not treat me with the respect that I deserve here and that you won't even promote me. So why should I stick around?" She couldn't say a word. And then, we had to do an exit interview and all this stuff when we leave. And the lady that from HR that spoke to me, she was like, "Well, you're leaving on good terms. And, you're always welcome to come back." I said, "I will not be returning." And I told her, I said, "The sad thing is so many people want to work for this company, but if they knew what went on inside the walls, they might change their mind." I said, "So don't worry about me leaving on good terms because I don't intend to come back." And I have not gone back. I will not go back. No. So there just has to come a point where we have to make some tough decisions. And yes, I was not making the same amount of money, but God kept me. Okay? He kept me, that's for sure. Um, my past job tried that, but I was the only one with knowledge of a certain system. And when I quit, they offered me. I feel you, Michelle. They don't appreciate what they have until it's gone. I'm so sad to say. Arby's for 5 years and no promotion. Ridiculous. But I work in local government races are by contract only. I was. Oh, wow. Yeah, and the guy that trained me, like he hadn't even been the guy that I trained, he hadn't even been in our department long, and they promoted him. I haven't left though because I love what I do. 35 years and I'm good at it. I hear you. Yeah, I mean, it was just really simple. Promote me and give me back my schedule. That's all they needed to do, and they wouldn't do that. I've had managers from McDonald's try to get me back. I asked if you're going to make me a salary manager. They think people won't quit, and then they do act. Yes. So the first high school that I taught at, um, I kind of the same issue. It was October, and y'all know school usually starts what, end of August, early September. We were in October. This is my first year teaching. We're out in October, and they were already trying to interfere with me getting my certification, which I was paying $400 a month for the program. I don't think so. And so I went to the teacher union, and they were mad that I went to the teacher union. So after that, the administration harassed me literally for the rest of the time that I was at that school. And I was there for 3 years. They literally harassed me to the point where my students got tired of it. So once again, I left. And then when I tried to get a job somewhere else, I was like not understanding why I wasn't getting hired at other schools. And then I found out that they were giving a bad reference for me. Seriously. The only thing they could say is that I wasn't passing the kids, and that's not what I was there for. I wasn't there to pass the kids. I was there to teach the kids. Hey, Marquita. Hey, anybody else that I missed? But yeah, so prayer really got me through a lot of this stuff. And my thing is, my mom used to say, "Do not touch God's anointed," and she would always tell me too that the Lord will make your enemy your footstool. And I grew to learn what she meant by all of that. I grew to learn that. So I still just do that. I just try to pray. I try to pray about everything. I try now to choose my battles. And I know that I can't fix everything. I know that other people are not going to always be as morally correct about things as I am. I know that people aren't going to always be about what's right. And it's a hard pill to swallow because you just want people to do right, but they're not going to always do that. They're not going to always think the way you think. They're not going to always use logic the way that you might use logic and things like that. So it's hard to deal with at times, but you can overcome it. So what is something that you guys have maybe recently had to overcome, or something in the past that you've had to overcome, and how did you personally overcome that? Yeah, it is everywhere. It's sad because people just don't want to do right. But you know what? Another thing that helps me overcome a lot of this stuff is knowing my Bible and knowing that the days that we live in right now have been prophesied. And that's why that's one reason I don't let a lot of stuff get to me anymore. I just look at it as, you know what? This has been prophesied. The Bible said this would happen. We knew these days were coming. That's how I get through a lot of stuff now. And then I sometimes will seem insensitive to things that are occurring in the world. but I'm not insensitive to it. I just know that it has to occur. I was up for a promotion and they changed the title and gave it to one of the director's nephews. Ooh. But God gave you something better. See? Mm-hmm. Gave you something better. Wow. That's crazy. That is crazy. I don't let a lot of stuff get to me either. And I always be like, well, that happened for a reason. Yep. Yep. I was a CNA for 15 years. I decided to obtain a certificate for medication aid, and this job wanted me to work the card with CNA pay and said the only way I would get more money was to work overtime. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. And let me tell y'all, when I worked at this insurance company, I'm not trying to brag or toot my horn, but nobody was as thorough with the phone calls as I was. We were selling insurance, auto insurance, and we had to be like the first line underwriters. Nobody could question a customer the way I would question them and find out more about their driving record than anybody. Because a lot of times they would try to lie so their insurance wouldn't be high. But I could question them in a way that they didn't even know I was getting that information out of them. You know what I mean? And that was something that my managers would applaud me on, my thoroughness in my calls. I'm like, I'm saving y'all a lot of money because I'm catching all this stuff, but yet y'all still ain't promoted me. But yeah, I had coworkers that would just issue any kind of policies and just for that policy to come back and have to be canceled by underwriting. That's not how I operate. I operate, I'm going to do this the right way, the thorough way, right up front so that we don't have these problems like that. Was it State Farm? No, it was USAA. It was USAA, y'all. And they're a big deal here in San Antonio, and a lot of people be wanting to work for them, but I went to school for culinary and CNA and dropped out after switching my major. God told me to leave. Yep. But God is now coming to me to go to back with my new job. My son just turned 18 and he doesn't take off no job because he get it from his mama. Amen. Amen. Like my mom and my younger brother are more laid back people. And they're going to pray about it just like I'm going to pray about it. But I'm going to be more prone to take more action than they are. And let me tell you, they've been through some stuff on some jobs to the point where I've had to keep myself from going to their jobs and going off on somebody because I know that they're not going to really be as vocal as I would be. But like, don't mess with my family on no job because my mama raised all of us to do what we're supposed to do at work. And we're all hard workers because that's what our mother taught us. So when I hear like my mom or my brothers going through drama at work, it's not even my drama and I want to handle it. You know what I mean? I want to handle it. Let's see. Yes, USAA. So I quit, got a job with an agency to save money, went to nursing school. I overcame that negative by surpassing what they thought of me. Amen. So, yeah. And when I left that first high school I was at, one of the assistant principals was like, Miss Brown, I just want to apologize because you're not what they said you were. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure not. I'm sorry it took you all school year to realize it, but I'm not. That is me with my cousin and friends who tells me things that go on at their job. Yeah, it I don't care. It doesn't even have to be in my family. I just believe in people being treated right, people being treated fairly and with respect. And when I hear that that is not happening for people, like I said, it doesn't even have to be my situation. It'll just get my blood boiling. Yes, and that's me too. My son be like, Ma, I got it. Thank you, Marquita. Thank you. But yeah, it has been, and I think my family kind of jokes about it. Sometimes they kind of joke about it like I'm the one that always has the problems on the jobs. It's not that I'm the one that always has the problem. The devil just ain't realized he needs to stop coming for me because you and your demons, I'm not afraid of y'all. That's what that is. I am not afraid of y'all. And I've always been vocal. My mama told me, she said, you've been talking trash since you learned how to talk. That's what she used to joke with me about. But I've always stood up for what's right. And there's been times I've had to stand all by myself, and that's what I'll do. But like I said, I just had to learn to pick my battles. My current position, I feel like it's the place for me because I'm getting all the help I need. That's good. That's really good. Like after that experience with USAA, I tell you, I really got to the point where I'm like, I'm just not gonna put up with anything. When I was in, I want to say probably in high school, I was probably less vocal then, which was weird because my mother says I've always been vocal. But I think I kind of calmed down middle school and high school. Elementary, I ain't gonna lie, I was always in trouble from my mouth in elementary school. Um, but middle school and high school, I kind of calmed down, I think. But when I was in my 20s, woo, man. I have a story, child, about landlords. Oh, yes. Yes. I may do on my channel. Hope others join. Let me know when you do that because I got some stuff I can share about that too. Yes, I've had some landlord experiences as well. Yeah, and I have to be careful with like with my godson right now with issues that he goes through at school. I sometimes the parental side of me, although I don't have children of my own, the parental side of me will want to stand up for him. But then the teacher side of me will be like, what did you do? And why are they saying it? You know, so he can't really win with me when it comes to stuff going on at school because I can look at it from both perspectives. I know what kids do when their parents are not around, and I know how he is because he's my godson. So he can't really win. Now his dad will sometimes makes a lot of excuses for him at school, and he wants to go after everybody at the school. But I'm like, all the teachers can't be telling the same thing about him for no reason. You know what I mean? So he can't get away with a lot with me when it comes to school. Um, and they're both in law enforcement. I say I hear it, but I'm the law because of him. Anyone want to do a story on teachers? They clown. Okay, I admit I've been known to clown my students. That's only when they acting a fool in my class. Oh, laws reign. I do have the same. I have to look at it from both sides. Yeah, seriously, I do. I have to look at it from both sides with him because I just can't let him just lie with everything. I just can't. And his dad has all excuses for him, and I'm just like, no, he's just acting up. That's the bottom. He's acting up. You know. Yeah. Nyleave, I have clown kids before. I have. And I'm very sarcastic. So when I started teaching, I knew that was going to be an issue, and that was something I was going to have to watch my sarcasm. 12 years in the school system. So, exactly. I'm telling y'all, I'm going to write a book one day. I'm going to write a book. I promise I am. But I had one student, like, he was like star basketball player and all this stuff. And he always wanted to come in class and clown around. He never had his work done, was always trying to copy somebody's work. And he was always trying to cut on me. Really, dude? Really? So he used to always try to rap and talk crap, trash in his raps or whatever. So I was like, okay, I got you. The next time you come to class, I got you. And so it was the next day, and I got to work, and I was like, man, I forgot to write my rap about this kid. And so real quick, I just wrote out some lines real quick. They call them bars these days. But I wrote them out real quick because I wanted to be ready when he got to class. And so when he got to class, he was like, "Yeah, I thought you was gonna have something to say this today, Miss Brown." I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Somebody give me a beat." And one kid started making a beat on the desk. Y'all, I ripped him a new one. Do you hear me? I ripped, because he didn't know that I could flow like that. Number one, he didn't know that I could flow. But But I had my rap and I talked about how he think he all that, but he can't get his grades right in class. Like he was silent after that. And then he said, "Oh, yeah, you know your boyfriend wrote that rap for you, Miss Brown." I said, "No, he didn't." I said, "Because if my boyfriend had helped me with this rap, you'd be crying right now. You'd be crying right now." And so he really loved Lil Wayne, right? I said, "And just so you know, when I leave work today, I'm going to the studio because I'm gonna lay down a remix with Lil Wayne, and then I'll bring that back to you tomorrow." Y'all, when I tell y'all he was mad, he was mad, and the kids clowned him all day, clowned his behind. That's gonna stop you from acting a fool in my class. I didn't really have any problems with him after that because I clowned him real good, like I really did. Um, but yeah, don't go there with me, children. And they used to be like, "You always trying to cut on somebody, Miss Brown. You always trying to cut." Like, no, y'all just not gonna sit in my class and disrespect me and think it's okay. That's all that is. But I will never forget that day and some kid had like recorded me rapping, and so he was playing it to like everybody all day, and this kid got clowned like big time. They're like, "Miss Brown got you, she got you." Yes, I did. High schoolers are something else. I tell you, they're something else. And like we said, there's lots of stories you could tell. I love my history teacher. Him and I had the same birthday, so we were always clowning. I had a kid at another school. His name was Simon. All Simon did was want to draw attention to himself in class all the time, all the time, all the time. And one day I said, "You know what, Simon?" He goes, "What?" I said, "Simon says too much." He was like, "Oh, you trying to clown, Miss Brown? You trying to clown?" I was like, "No. Simon says too much. You need to stop talking in my class." And this kid was so disrespectful that one day one of the quietest kids I had in class just went off on him. The kid went off. We were all just sitting there shocked because the kid hardly ever said a word. And he just was like, "I'm sick and tired of every day in class. You running your mouth and disrespecting Miss Brown." And he just went off and he was cursing the boy out and everything. And then here comes Simon. "You not gonna say nothing to him?" And I was like, "What am I gonna say?" I had nothing to say, Simon, because you kind of brought this on yourself. So I let the kid sit down over there and calm down because, like I said, I'd never seen him really say much. But hey, he got tired of Simon too. I mean, these are the kind of things like you kind of put up with high schoolers. I had a kid one time. He was already in an arm sling. Okay, already in an arm sling, and he's all up in my face, y'all. All in my face, like he gonna do something. And I was like, "If you want to do something, do something." I said, "Because I don't come to work to be disrespected." I said, "But I tell you this, if you think you're about to hit me, your other arm is gonna be in a sling." I said, "So do it. Do it." Literally, the assistant principal was right there. And the kids looking at the assistant like, "You're not gonna say nothing to her." And the assistant principal just looked at him like, "Who do you think you're talking to?" So a coach had to come get in between us because I did not back down from this kid at all. At all. And he was just running his mouth. I said, "You're still talking, but you're not doing anything. If you're gonna do something, do something." So the coach got in between us, and the coach pulls him out of the class. You could hear the coach screaming at him in the hall, "Man, what do you think you're doing? You can act like that with some of these other teachers, but you can't do that with Miss Brown. I don't even know why you tried." Mind y'all, I knew this kid's mother. I literally went to high school with her. And she had been pregnant with him when we were in high school. And I told him, "Boy, I know you before you even came out the womb. And you sitting here trying to disrespect me? Are you serious?" And when his mom found out how he acted with me that day, she was so upset with him. So upset. Because that's not the way she had raised him to be. And I was like, I don't know if he was just having a bad day or what it was. But yeah, he literally, y'all, was all in my face, like he was really gonna put his hands on me. And I just said, do what you feel you need to do, but if you're gonna do it, do it. Yes, high school kids are mean. They are very mean. I almost gave one of them 11th grade boys the hands for real. I never went back to high school after that. Yeah, that's why I had to take a break. I did quit. Like I quit for 3 years. And I think I needed that break because it had just kind of gotten out of control those last few years. But that was how I overcame that. I left, I took a break from it. He was smelling himself. Oh, goodness. Yeah, but when I went back to a private school when I went back. So the last year and the year before I was at a private school. My mom and my brother was so encouraging. Go back, it's gonna be different. And it was, like it really was. It was a much better environment and everything. But then we got a new principal and then things changed, But I'm very happy with the school that I'm working at right now because we have a very supportive principal. Um, and she's not one of those micromanaging kind of principals like I've had in the past. So I'm enjoying it there right now. So hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah, but I'm considering homeschool teaching now. I I kind of work in the homeschool arena in two aspects. Hey Beth, I I work at a homeschool co-op on Mondays, so I work there all day, and then I have two kids that I personally tutor who are homeschooled students. So I'm like their homeschool math teacher, and it's been good. I've gotten a lot of progress done with one of the little girls, so it's been good. You're doing your budget, you know. I kind of started the January one, started it, was collecting all these receipts so I could write everything down and never finished out January. Never started February, and February is almost over. So at this point, I think I'm just gonna start fresh in March with the budget thing. Yeah. And Tamara the paper pen girl, she's there she is. There she is. She's making sure I'm on my budget and stuff. That's too funny, Tamara. But I'm gonna start fresh in March. I am. So, but Tamara, the meal planning is gonna help a lot with the budget. She just made me think about something that used to happen with those surprise whoopings we used to get as kids. That's what I just thought about when she just popped up on there. I just got home, found a letter from operating team from when my hands got worked on, and we posted on IG. How is your hand doing, I leave? I'm starting I'm starting March. I get paid 3 times next month, but one of my paychecks will be short because of last week. Yeah, I'm just gonna start over with March. Yes, Tamara, you made me think of the surprise whoopings we used to get as kids. That was something else I tried to overcome was those surprise whoopings. We call them surprise whoopings. Let me tell y'all why. Okay, so we would get in trouble, right? And my daddy, he wouldn't necessarily discipline us right away, right? And so he would like wait. It might be some days, it might be a week or two, and he would just surprise you, be like, okay, it's time. And be like, oh man, we're about to get a whooping. So me and my brother, we would like start trying to wear like these extra clothes under our clothes because we just never knew when it was gonna happen. And it was always when we were like watching cartoons or something. Ridiculous. If you were bad, how was it a surprise? I don't think I was a bad child. I have confirmed this with my mother. And she has said that I really wasn't a bad kid. I just always was vocal. That was my problem. I didn't really get into trouble. I was just vocal. You know how way back in the day, like on our report cards, we would have the section for grades, and then you'd have that other section for like your conduct or whatever. And so I'd have A's primarily, and then a few B's sprinkled in there. And then under the conduct, it would have like N's and U's for needs improvement and unsatisfactory. And I remember looking at one of my old report cards, and there was like all these signatures from my mom where she had to go to parent conferences. And she said, they always tell me the same thing. Miss Brown, she's so smart, she does so good, but she just, it's her mouth. I would be like telling the teachers, I'm going to tell my daddy on you. I'm going to get my daddy up here. And then I would get mad when my students would do stuff like that. But have you confirmed it with your father? My daddy would probably say that I was bad. He would probably say that I was bad. I'm an extrovert and I was super smart as well. Yeah, I don't think I was a bad kid. That's it, Beth. Same here. For my mouth. For my mouth. My mom would tell me, you just can't say whatever you want to say to your teacher. And I just thought about it right now. I'm constantly telling my godson that you can't just say what you want to say. You're a child. I'm constantly telling him that. But that's what I was doing when I was his age. I know about the 4.8 grade and the threes, and yeah, yeah. Third grade, I was really acting out in third grade. I think that's what it was, because we had we had a teacher at the beginning of the year, but she was pregnant. And so she said that she was going to have her baby and she was going to come back, but she didn't come back. Okay? Do y'all remember that one book when we were kids where the teacher, she comes and she pretends to be somebody else, but she's like a mean teacher or something? What was the name of that story? Well, this is kind of what happened. So we had our one teacher that was pregnant. She was really, really sweet. But then the other teacher that came behind her was just like really mean. And so I think I just started acting out after that in third grade because I wanted my old teacher back. Because the first teacher we had, she was like, we would watch movies and stuff, and she would bring like popcorn and candy for our movies. That's how I learned to eat Three Musketeers with popcorn. That's the only way I can eat a Three Musketeer. And she was just really, really nice. The lady we got, they were like polar opposites. And then fourth grade, the teacher I had, he showed so much favoritism, and I didn't like that. Remember, I told y'all I'm always standing up for what's right, and I didn't like the fact that he showed a lot of favoritism. It affected you for a lifetime. So in fourth grade, like, I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is an embarrassing story, but I'm gonna tell y'all anyways. My mother always told me if you got to go to the bathroom, go, not to hold it, which I have contradicted that for years as a teacher. I always hold it teaching. But anyways, I needed to go to the restroom. And he was not letting me go to the restroom. And I asked, and I asked, and I asked, and he was not letting me go. And then his little favorite student, her name is Rachel. That's how much I remember this. Rachel got to go to the restroom. Me and everybody else that was asking to go to the restroom, we didn't get to go. So I told him, if you don't let me go, I'm going to sit right here in this desk and I'm going to use the restroom. He was like, you better not do that. I said, I am. I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to do it if you don't let me go. And I did. I sat there and I tinkled right there in my seat. I kid you not, after I did it, I think it was like 2 or 3 other kids that did the same thing. So he was mad. He was furious. And so my mom and dad were at work. They couldn't leave work. My great grandma had to come get me. And because I had to go to her house, and I didn't have any clothes there, so I had to sit in these nasty clothes until my parents picked me up later that day. But yeah, I got in trouble for that. It was pretty bad. That was probably the worst thing that happened in fourth grade. And my mother was like, why did you do that? I was like, well, you told me not to hold it, and I had to go. to go. But yeah, elementary, I was very vocal, and I got into trouble a lot for that. Like I said, I don't know what happened in middle school. I just mellowed out. I think I just dove more into, my education more. I mean, not that I didn't before, but I was learning. I think it was when I started really getting into the math and stuff, and maybe I was just enjoying school a lot more than I don't know. But I was mellow in those middle school and high school years. But I don't know what happened when I hit my 20s. I don't know. I just got like, you ain't telling me nothing. You're not just, and I surely just, I cannot stand disrespect on any kind of level. Like, I just can't. I have went off on teachers for not letting my sons go to the bathroom. The school finally got it together. Yes, now, my godson tries to tell me that they're not letting him go, but I know how they handle restroom breaks at his school, and he's not taking advantage of the restroom breaks. And he's one of those kids that even when he's here with me, he will bypass going to the restroom to the last minute just so he can sit and watch Netflix, just so he can sit and play on the computer or on his tablet or things like that. And I tell him, that is not more important than you going to the restroom. Now, yes, that's a habit I need to break myself as a teacher, not going when I need to go. Because even when I'm not at work, I tend to still just kind of hold it because that's what I'm used to doing. And that's not good. My doctor told me, you teachers are going to learn. Y'all going to learn the hard way. That's why you always have bladder problems and urinary tract infections and blah, blah, blah. But yeah. So, but when do you get to go? I mean, I think those like elementary teachers, kindergarten teachers get to go better because a lot of times they have like the little restrooms in the classroom. I do actually have a toilet in my class right now. That's how the school is. Like, there's a toilet in most of the classrooms, which is weird. But I still have found myself holding it. Like, it's just crazy. Why are we talking about going to the restroom now? Oh, Lord. On that note, let me take a quick break. All right. Anybody else have some great story to tell about how you've overcome something? Because I know we've all had to overcome something at some point in our lives, and we've had to do it in the past. We may have had to overcome something today, and we may have to overcome something tomorrow. But that, like I said in the beginning, that's just a part of life. Like I said, the devil has been trying to stop me from doing this live almost every week, but I haven't let him win, and I'm not gonna let him win. How about childhood crushes that never went away? Really? Oh, I don't have one of those. Do I have one of those? Oh, God. We just gonna save that for another time. Really, iridescent? How? Really? Do tell. I didn't realize it until I saw him again. Oh my goodness. Wow. So does he still look as nice as he did then? That's so funny. I mean, I have kind of a similar issue, but oh Lord, that's a whole story. Like, let me add it to my story list. He's married now. Oh, phooey. Oh well. That doesn't mean you can't still crush on him though. It's okay to crush. As long as you don't act on it, it's okay to crush. That's crazy. So, like, when did you last see him? And how did you end up running back into him? That is too funny. Yeah, I have a something similar, but my situation is, yeah, I could write a book. I could write a book. But yeah, I don't think I've ever really experienced that. Anybody else have anything similar? It was about 10 years ago when I first saw him again. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I haven't had it. I don't think I've had that happen. Girl, me too. I got a bestseller for you too. We gonna have to share stories. Girl, I'm ready for mine to end. I think I'm gonna have to end it. I'm gonna have to end the story myself. That's the only way it's gonna come to an end. I'm gonna have to end it myself. But yeah, so like I said, we've all had to overcome something. Sometimes it's health issues that we have to overcome. Sometimes it's matters with our families, matters with our friends. You almost got him. I feel you. I totally feel you. Yes. Y'all, my brother be telling me, my younger brother, he be telling me he's gonna send me to the Married at First Sight show. Have y'all seen that show? He's always telling me, I'm gonna sign you up on there. I'm not going on that show. As much as I watch it, I'm not going on there. I am not going on because like last season they were in the Dallas area, which is not far from here. No, no, ma'am. Definitely don't want. I've never seen that, but I've heard about it. He'll be calling when he turns 60, saying he messed up. Yeah. I would get cable just to watch you on that show. To be, no, I'm not going on no TV shows. No, not happening. No, I do love the concept of the Married at First Sight show. I do love the concept of it, but I don't think I would ever go on something like that. And then those people be young. I'm already in my 40s. They ain't gonna pick me to go. They ain't about to pick me to go on one of those shows. They always pick people like in their 20s and 30s and stuff like that. So, yeah. But yeah, my younger brother's always joking about that. I'm like, no, I'm gonna sign you up on there. Love after. I have never seen that show, Bev. We can make our own show, Middle Age Love. Oh, Lord. Woo, goodness. Let me tell you something that's kind of crazy, right? There was this one guy that was trying to get at me. He was a good friend of mine. But he's married now. And my brothers would tease me like, you messed up. You could have been married. You could have been married. Like, he wasn't the one. He was just a good friend. My baby sis and mom watch it. Yeah, I've never watched it. But I do watch Married at First Sight. I really love that show. But no reality TV shows for me. My episode would bore the socks. I mean, like, I would not have much of interest for anything like that either. Like, I don't live an exciting, I don't live an exciting life. Like, and I'm not gonna go on one of those shows and then they have me acting like somebody I'm not just for, ratings and things like that. Because, most reality TV is not really reality all the time. So, yeah. Tamara talking about middle age love. Middle age love. No. No. I don't even bother like trying to date or anything these days. It's just like, and I know I saw somebody post on Facebook before, like, you're never going to find anybody if you don't even leave the house or something like that, it said. But I'm just like, I don't go anywhere to really meet anybody. I don't. And so it's just like, you're right. People are crazy. People are crazy. And I don't know, I just don't bother. Every now and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start dating. I'm gonna start dating, and then I change my mind because I'm just like, do I want to bother with it? Do I want to bother? Because in this day and age, people have gotten worse than they were years past. And my patience is thin. I told y'all that. My patience is thin. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would be able to deal with it. And then I don't even want to deal with the whole getting to meet somebody new and telling them all about yourself. That's a process. You know what I mean? That's like buying a car. That's a process that, and I think that's one reason I stayed with my ex as long as I did, because it was like, hey, I already know how he is. He already knows how I am. It's familiar. I ain't got to do this thing all over again with somebody new. So I think that was one of the reasons I stayed with that fool as long as I did. Yeah, I just don't really want to learn the family and all this. Exactly. It's like, it's draining. And then it's like, my thing is, my time is very precious to me. And I think that's what upsets me the most about a failed relationship is the if I gave you something in that relationship, you could give me that material thing back. But one thing you will never be able to give me back is my time. And that like truly bothers me. Like, give me my time back because I just wasted buku time with you. Give it back. And that's something you can't ever get back. And I think that's probably the thing that really upsets me the most. And people know if they're going to be serious or not. And if you know you're not going to be serious, move on to the next one that wants to play games, because I'm not trying to waste my time with you. And I don't like when you've met somebody new, or you're trying to start something with somebody new, and you've explained what you've gone through with somebody else. They know what you've gone through, and they put you through the same thing or worse. Like, he wasted my time. How dare you do the same thing? That, ugh, that just eats me up. I don't really see it as a waste because I learned a lot from. Yes, yes, you're right. But my time, I could have been investing that time on somebody who was serious or who really wanted to have something, you know, and that's what makes me angry. And excuse me, I think that's another reason I'm hesitant to get into dating again, because I just don't want to waste my time. I really, really don't. And I'm like, Lord, you might literally have to bring whoever you got for me literally to the door, and he's going to have a halo or something glowing around his head that said, God sent me. Because otherwise, I feel like I'm going to literally like miss out on my opportunity, because right now I'm reluctant to give anybody a try. You know, that's how it is. I don't know. Time could have been better spent, but the learning things helps the perspective. You're right. You're so right. And then the last time I tried at a relationship, I really, really did not expect the outcome that I got from this one. And that's the story I'm telling you. It could be my bestseller. That one, yeah, it's there are no words right now for that situation. And because of that situation, I feel like I really like I've never really had trust issues. I've never really had that. I've never been one of those people where okay, this relationship went wrong, so now I'm going to start this one with trust issues. I've never been like that. I would start everything off, like a clean slate. But now, because of my last situation, I think I'm really now at a point where I would have trust issues, because I would have never expected my trust to be broken in this last situation. And I don't think I'd ever be able to really trust anybody fully. And I'm afraid, even if I did find somebody that I was interested in, I don't think I would be able to fully give myself to them emotionally, if that makes sense. Um, so those are the things that I'm dealing with when it comes to relationships. Pray about it. Yes, that's all I can do. And whew, I mean, it was literally around this same time last year when my situation just was like, oh my God, And have you ever had one of those moments where somebody says something to you and immediately you're you go into like a dissociative state? I think that's what happened. It was like immediately I was just like, wow. And I felt like I was having an out of body experience. And like, is this really happening? Am I really hearing what I'm hearing right now? Like, is this for real? I mean, it was to the point where I think I'm still in shock. um, because for one, it didn't make sense. It still doesn't make sense. And yeah, it's if you knew the whole story, y'all would know why I'm reacting the way that I am about it right now. It was about a year ago, literally around the same time last year, that the situation just took a turn, an unexpected turn. Let me say that. I can't say too much because the person might be watching right now. Yeah. hmm Let's see. I've cut family off due to things that was said about me and still. Yeah. And it's bad when you have these problems with family. But what I've learned, and I haven't really had any serious issues where I didn't want to speak to anyone in my family. But there's been times where I'm just like, I can love you from a distance. I can do that with anybody. I can love you from a distance. I don't have to have you all up in my face talking to you every day or anything like that. Um, and I feel you on that, my leave. I've had my name like slandered by a family member. Like, seriously? To the point where my parents weren't even speaking to me for a while because they were believing the things that they were hearing. Like, my parents didn't speak to me for weeks. This happened when I was in my late 20s. Um, when your parents come at you like they don't know you because of things that somebody says about you. And like at the time I had my own apartment and everything, but I had a key to my parents' house. Like they would always give us keys to their house in case we needed to go there for whatever. They asked for their key. Like they didn't even want me in their house because of the things that this family member was saying about me that were untrue. And then they finally realized, I mean, it took a while, but they realized that it was not true. But that was harsh. Like that was hard for me that to have, because I talk to my mom like every day pretty much, and to not have my parents really speaking to me, that was bad. Sometimes they think that because their family gives them permission to be rude. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And it happened. I had to forgive. I had to move on from it. Um, but that was bad. And this wasn't the only thing that the same family member had done other things, but I will love you from a distance if I have to. I will still be cordial to you. All of that. And if I might even still get closer to you, but guess what? You ain't gonna get me again. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be leery of you now. Excuse me. I'm gonna be watching you. I'm gonna watch what I say to you, what information I disclose to you, all of that now because of what you've done. And that's just how I handle a lot of the situations. I just have to be careful of how you interact with people after they've wronged you. Some people you have to cut them off completely. Some of them you can still be cordial, be in their presence and what have you, but you just have to keep them at arm's length, as they say. Keep them at arm's length. Because my thing is that you're gonna tell lies so that my parents aren't speaking to me. That is just foul on so many levels. But I got over it. I did. I had no choice. And it was upsetting that my parents didn't believe me because I'm their child. So when people say things about me that are not true and they actually get people to believe them, that's when I know they've told like the best lie that they could possibly tell. Like you told that lie so well that you really got people to believe it, you know. That's the beat down time. That's the beat down time. Yeah. So my parents, they came to realize that it was not true. You know, it kind of took one of my cousins and one of my uncles kind of telling them, like, hey, this is what's really going on. That Tamika didn't do that. You got to know she didn't do that, you know. And I think part of why they were believing what they were hearing, because even though I talked to my mom a lot, they weren't really seeing me at the time. You know, I was working nights and I was always at my apartment, you know, and so they really weren't seeing me a lot. So you don't see somebody, maybe what you're hearing is true, you know. Happened to you with family too? Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Um, but you know, those things just kind of help make us stronger and make us more aware. All right, Tamra, have a good one. They make us stronger and they make us more aware of how to deal with folks. Would you put that in a book too? I'm seriously writing a book and I keep crossing out stuff like, no, I can't put that. If I wrote a book about my life, I'm not holding back and I'm not changing any names to protect any of the guilty. You can't sue me for telling the truth. That's how I see it. You can't sue me for telling the truth. And I'm one of those people, I don't I don't I don't have to make up stuff. You know what I mean? If you just tell the truth, your story's going to be the same every time somebody questions you. You don't have to even think about it. You just spit out your truth. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So that's my thing is like, that's how I can tell when my godson is lying or not. I'm going to ask you a question several different ways. I swear I should be a prosecutor. I swear I should. I catch everybody in their lies. Um, I'm going to ask you this question several different ways, and I'm going to see if I'm going to get the same answer from you. And that's when I know when he's telling me the truth or not. You know, so when you're telling the truth, you don't have to even try to remember what happened. You already know because it's the truth. But when you're lying, you gotta think about it. You gotta be like, and then a little something here will change, a little something there will change when you tell your story to different people. Mm-mm. I read through so much stuff because that's like I can catch people in a lie easily, and I'll know that you're lying, and I won't even tell you that I know that you're lying right away. It's just like I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna wait. And because you think I'm stupid, I'm going to sit back and wait and let you think I'm stupid. And then I'm going to show you just how smart I am when I just start dishing it off. I found a meme once that said, if I start a conversation with, first of all, you need to run. That means I have charts and data and all kind of stuff. I'm just gonna start talking about making it rain. I'm gonna start making it rain with all the facts, and then your story is shot down. So, like the modern job applications, exactly. So, and that's what used to trip me out about one of the churches that I went to. After y'all saw me break it down to the first person and that thought they were getting over on me, why would anybody else try to fool me after that? Y'all saw me come and boom, 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 boom with the facts to that one. So why did you even try it too? Like, y'all didn't learn. And that's why I say sometimes I need to have two resumes, a professional one and a personal one. Let me show you my personal resume. Here are the references. Go back to these people and they will tell you, don't even try with her. She's going to figure it out. Just don't even try it. And I'll just sit back and I won't say a word most of the time. I won't, but I'll know everything that they're doing or saying. And God will even come in and reveal a lot of things to me as well. My mom said, Mom, why they keep asking the same question on these applications but wording it different? Exactly. And then they'll do a lot of stuff like that even in the interviews. You know, they're kind of ask you the same thing, but they've worded it, like you said, in a different way. So I don't know. I've had people try to get over on me several times, and I just sit back and I just wait. And so I won't always confront people about what I know. And if I don't confront them, it's because they will not be able to handle the truth. That's the only reason. If I know what the lies that you've done or the dirt that you've done, and I don't confront you, it's because you're not going to be able to handle the truth when I bring it to you. That's what it is. Girl, people don't know what they don't know. Seriously. I shock people sometimes because I'm like, I will tell them things that they've done or said, and they're sitting there wondering, how does she know that? I solve problems every day. That's what I do. I'm a math teacher. I solve problems every day. I put one and one together and make two, like every day. That's what I do. That's how my brain works, you know. And so it's several times, like I'll sit and I'll watch a court case, because that's why I love Justice TV, and I'm like, y'all didn't ask the right question. If you would have asked such and such and such, you would have figured that out a long time ago. And so a lot of times I'll be watching a different story on Justice TV and I figure it out like this because I'm really paying attention to everything that has occurred, and I'm just putting it together. I'm like, she did it. Oh, he did it. You know? So, like I said, I won't always speak on what I know, but don't think that I don't know. I was made for this. Math Teachers Unite. I love my Justice TV. Like, my channel never really changes, hardly ever. When I found that station, it has pretty much, my TV has pretty much been on that channel ever since. I don't watch anything else. I just watch Justice. And then when I want to watch something else, I'll watch it the next day on Hulu, because I really won't watch anything when it's actually on TV, because I'm always watching Justice. And it amazes me. So yeah. But there's people, even now, I know some things that they did when it comes to me, but I still haven't brought it to their attention because they're not going to be able to handle it. So I just like, whatever. But know that I know. Know that I know. And I'm seriously, I've had this problem more at church, I think, than anywhere else. That's the crazy thing. girl, I got secrets and haven't told anyone. I should do a tell-all. Nyleave, shame on you. Shame on you, Nyleave. But yeah, I mean, I just have to, like I said, I have to choose my battles. Like, am I gonna, my brother, my younger brother, he's one of the people that, he won't really confront folks because he doesn't want people to be in denial. And my thing is, yes, I expect some people to be in denial and I expect them to be defensive. But sometimes I feel like people have to be told. That's just how I feel about some situations. They have to be told. I'm a firm believer of that because I believe that sometimes if you keep letting some things go, people will think they can just keep playing you. And that's not going to happen. I want to tell all, but I need to think about it. I ain't telling you no secrets, Nolly. Oh, goodness. Yeah, shady. Shady. Mm-hmm. Like one situation at church, I was in charge of this whole program. The singles, I was in charge of singles ministry for some years at church. I was in charge of this whole program. And some people didn't know that I knew that they were trying to sabotage the program. I went throughout the whole planning. I let the whole weekend go by and everything. I knew the whole time what they were up to. But I just sat back and I watched. Well, I always learned if you want to keep a secret, don't tell it. That's true. That's so true. But yeah, I have had several encounters like that I've had to either decide am I gonna confront this or am I just gonna let it go? And I'm starting to let more things go. It just depends on the situation, really. But I'm starting to let more things go, and I'm proud of myself about that. You know, I am. That means I'm growing, and God is working on me to help me with all of that, to just let Him handle things, because I have seen what God will do to those that think that they are going to do wrong to you. I've seen it. Like, I be praying for mercy for people because, like, you don't even know. You can't just do something to somebody or treat somebody some kind of way and think nothing's going to come back on you from it. Yeah, so I literally would just be like, you know what, Lord, have mercy on them. There's a situation right now. I feel like somebody's trying to sabotage me. I could be wrong, but that's kind of what God is revealing to me. But I could sit and I could bring it up to the person, but I'm just gonna sit back and I'm gonna watch you and just know that I know what you're doing. Like, just know that I know because I pay attention to everything. Like, I pay attention to everything. And like I said, that's a blessing and that's a curse because some things I wish I didn't notice. You know, a lot of things I wish I didn't notice. But I do. Yes, Bev. Yeah, God has just been, He reveals a lot to me. A lot. And I thank Him for the revelations, you know? Sometimes they're harsh revelations to deal with, like, everything's not always pleasant that's revealed to us, but we got to take it and make the most of it and make the best of it and just kind of move forward from it, you know? And so, like I said, that's why I'm so happy to be doing episode 10 because the devil has tried to stop me almost every week when it comes to this live. Let's see, right? Like, I have family who will not spend money with me no matter what, and all those things they pay someone to do. Yep. This girl was abusing her child, and I found out, and she tried to get a restraining order on me. What? She was your wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Goodness. Yeah, your family usually will always want to hook up. They don't always want to support your business, unfortunately. I used to sell Mary Kay, and I experienced that with some folks. Yeah, she was abusing her child. That's just so crazy. Wow. And when I say I have secrets, and I can, oh my goodness. Why? I don't understand why. But like I said, everybody's just not gonna do right. I mean, it just really boils down to that. Everybody's not gonna do right. Everybody's not gonna act right. What really irritates me is adults that act like children. I finished high school 25 years ago. I'm not in high school. I'm not going to have a high school experience with you because I really didn't have those mean girl high school experiences when I was in school. And I'm definitely not going to have them now with adult people. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, and people will try to take you there. And you just got to, like, I almost got into a little road rage situation today, but I let it go. I did. I had to let it go because it just was like, it was stupid. The lady almost hit me as I was merging onto the highway, and she could have actually slowed down and let me in, but she didn't. She risked hitting me instead. I honked the horn. She shot the finger, but I left it alone. 20 something Tamika would have reacted differently. But, lady, going about your business, maybe you had a bad day today. Going about your business. She's a lot older than me, too. Wow. That's crazy. That is so insane, but yeah. Yeah, she shot me the finger, y'all. She sure did. It's only a test. Your purpose for being on YouTube is still happening. Amen. Amen. And I had a tutoring appointment today, and I was afraid I wasn't going to get back in time to, get ready for the live. But I got in my car and I prayed. I said, Lord, let me get home safely and quickly. And I did. The traffic. It's like how he parted the Red Sea? He just cut that traffic up and like move out of Tamika's way so she can get home to her peoples. So yeah, I actually got home a lot quicker than I thought. Now, it could be because of the way I drive, but it was a lot quicker than what I thought. So that was nice. And I got home safe. And that was the main thing because it was kind of drizzling and stuff here today. And people already drive bad here. And when there's even a little bit of water or ice on the road, they drive even worse. So I've been on for over an hour now. So once again, this was episode 10. So I thought I would just do a quick giveaway, and this really came to me earlier today. It's not a big thing that I'm giving away, but I'm going to give away a $10 gift card to your choice of craft store, Hobby Lobby, Joann, or Michael's. So all you have to do to enter is, of course, be subscribed, like this live, and in the comments, answer 2 questions: what you like about Tuesday Talks, and which store you would like to get the gift card for. And I'm going to close this out. I think I'm going to close it out tomorrow night at 11 p.m. I'm going to do it. It's going to be a very quick giveaway because I appreciate those that are actually here, that came to do this live with me and join me for my 10th episode. I can't believe I've done 10 already. So if anybody got off already, and y'all try to tell them. So once again, subscribe, like, answer what you like about Tuesday Talks in the comments, and what gift card you would like to have. $10 is not much, but 10 for 10. Y'all see why I did 10? 10 for 10. So, yeah. All right. So, you'll have to comment in the comment section, Bev. So when I get off the live, make sure you get on and you comment in the comment section. I love that you were honest right before you tell that case. You have to comment in the comment section, Naive. So as soon as I get off of here, go ahead and do that. So if you haven't already, be sure to slay, subscribe, like, and accept the alerts. And I will definitely catch you guys in my next video. I didn't get to post my plan with me for my social media plan with me. I don't know what happened. I lost my video, y'all. I lost it. Somehow I lost the whole video as soon as I got through editing it. But I did post my photos on Instagram so you could see the spread on there. But I'm glad you got your Happy Meal and you liked the Corkeisha, and I'm so glad you guys tuned in to be with me another Tuesday night. Okay. Thank you, Al. So don't forget, when I get off, make sure you comment what store and what you like about Tuesday Talks. All right, guys. So I will catch you in my next video. I got to go eat, and I got to make sure that I eat healthy because Tamara's going to be checking on me. So I will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.